This is Matthew with the California Conventions blog. I'm glad to be here at Sakura-Con. It's my first time.
Oh my gosh, you're going to have a great time.
It's a wonderful con. And I was doing some back research into this con, and I came across the quote-unquote infamous 2009 commercial that you were a part of. And after that, then I came across all the parodies on both sides of the Pacific. It was parodied both here in America, but also in Japan, too.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually on an episode of Gintama, I believe.
Oh yeah, it was.
They did a Gilgamesh reference.
You're kidding me!
You did.
Oh my gosh, write me a note. We got to find it. What's it? What show?
Gintama. Or Gin, how do you pronounce it?
Gintama.
Yeah, Gintama.
Gintama.
Spell it.
Gintama.
There you go.
Okay, I have to check it out.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
What are your thoughts about that commercial that you created back in 2009 when you first did it?
I thought it was funny. I mean, you know, Sakura-Con asked me. I did a commercial for them like the year before as well, or 2 years earlier. And it was about a little cosplay girl that goes into a Starbucks kind of a coffee place. You see that one?
Yes.
She goes into this coffee place and she walks up to the counter and she's dressed in cosplay and she starts to order her coffee and suddenly the place goes dead silent. And she turns around and everybody in the coffee shop is like looking at her like, what are you supposed to be in her cosplay? And then the narrator comes on and says, wouldn't it be great if for just one weekend the tables were turned?
Oh, okay, I remember seeing.
And then the image flips, and some businessman in a suit walks up and goes, yeah, let me get a grande latte with, and all of a sudden everything goes quiet, and he turns around, and the whole store is full of cosplayers. I'm sorry, I just thought it was brilliant. And it was an example of how, you know, you can come to this place for a weekend where the average normal street dress person is actually the odd man out. And so the next year, they asked me to make another one. And I said, I threw an idea about I've got a sushi place by where I live in Houston. I know the owner. He'll probably let us shoot there. Why don't we have all these different people at the sushi place sitting at the sushi bar talking about the different things that they love about anime? And then the sushi chef is listening the whole time, and finally he goes, you know, basically get your butts to soccer if you like all this stuff. And that year, one of the things that they wanted to promote was Gilgamesh. And so I had this kid put himself in the makeup and, you know, and he stands up and goes, Gilgamesh! And that was it. It was nothing. I don't even know how it got to be such a big deal.
Well, it was the entire commercial too, because people will take parts of it, and like they did the parody. It was mostly on the American side, but then the Japanese side really took that Gilgamesh and they ran with it into an anime series.
I want to know. Will you let me know how to find that reference? I'd love to know.
I forgot where I had it, but I'll take a look when I have a chance.
Okay.
All right. Right.
Given there's been a lot of Persona games, including the new one that just came out about a couple weeks ago, we know that you played Junpei Iori.
Yes.
If you could reprise your role as Junpei, or maybe see yourself as a different character in any of the Shin Megami Tensei franchise, would you?
In a heartbeat. I love Junpei. And, I mean, I love being a part of Persona. So, yeah, man, any opportunity to play the man.
Yeah.
I love Junpei. Yeah, I look for any opportunity to do that. I'd be happy to. Yeah.
Following up with that, have you been contacted to do any sort of dub for the movies that are out right now?
I have not.
Okay.
I know there are movies out.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I will be. I mean, if Junpei's in them, there's no reason that
and he is.
then if they are dubbed, there is no reason to believe that I wouldn't be contacted. I love the people that work that dub it. I love the company behind it, and I have a great relationship with them. So I would expect so. Yeah, I hope so.
Given it's been a while since you've been in the studio with Aaron Desmaquet, how does it feel to be kind of reunited, or at least back in the studio with him for the cast of RWBY?
Dude, I love Aaron. Aaron is the little brother I never had. Well, Todd's kind of the annoying little brother that I never had. But when we started Full Metal, I mean, I'm an only child. I have no brothers or sisters, and I always thought it would have been fun to have a little brother. So one of the many things that I loved about Full Metal was that it kind of gave me the chance to have a little brother. And Aaron was literally a little kid. When we recorded Full Metal, he was 12. And doing conventions with him and watching him grow up and being a part of his life and doing that show with him was one of the many things about Full Metal that I really cherished. And now he's a grown-up, and he's actually even directing at Funimation, and I'm playing a character in one of his shows, and he and I have worked on several other different animes together. I love Aaron to death. He's one of my favorite people.
Following up with that, when the cast for Brotherhood came out, Aaron did not reprise his role as Alphonse due to the fact of his
voice had changed.
His voice had
He
changed.
just couldn't. Yeah, it was impossible.
What were your thoughts about that?
I was very sad. Everybody was sad. I mean, he was as much an integral part of Full Metal of the first Full Metal as anybody was. And he did such a great job. He was authentically, literally, a 12-year-old kid, playing a 12-year-old kid. I mean, and he was wonderful. So when we found out about Brotherhood, you know, there was a lot of excitement because, hey, we're going to get to do more Full Metal. But then there was a bit of that, oh no, well, darn it, you know? Aaron doesn't sound like young Alphonse anymore. So he did obviously get cast to do a character in the show. What did he play? He played young Hohenheim, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think? Yeah. So he was able to be in it, but it was sad. I mean, everybody that was involved kind of felt kind of disappointed that. But having said that, Maxie Whitehead did an amazing job as Alphonse, and you know, I wouldn't ever want to take anything away from Maxie. She did amazing, but it was unfortunate that Aaron couldn't reprise his role.
Given your involvement in RWBY as Crow, were you approached by Rooster Teeth at all, or did you?
No, they did approach me. I was at a convention in Australia a few years ago with a couple of the people from Rooster Teeth. And we were sitting, I'll never forget it, we were sitting in the lobby at like a bar, like a little lounge in the lobby of this hotel where we were staying. And they came up to me and they said, hey, I'm so-and-so, this is my wife, and we're from Rooster Teeth, and we like your voice work. And I said, well, thank you so much. And they said, we're working on something we're very excited about. And I'm like, well, show me. And they pulled out an iPad, and they started scrolling through images, still images, like character designs and stuff, for RWBY. And I was like, at first I thought they were just like fans, like making a fan thing. And I was like, wow, these look really good. Like, this is really cool. And they showed me a couple of fight sequences that they had already animated. I'm like, dang, this is awesome. We got back from Australia, and they contacted me and said, hey, remember us from Australia? It was nice to meet you. And I said, yeah, it was a pleasure meeting you guys too, and I love what you're doing. They said, would you like to play a character in this show? I'm like, sure. I didn't ask how much it paid. I didn't ask, is it going to be big? I didn't ask how it was going to be distributed or anything like that. I just, sure, be happy to. And so they sent me all the information on Crow, and I started recording. I hadn't even seen him yet. I didn't even know what he looked like. But I sent them a couple of different ideas for the voice, and they wrote me back and said, we like the third one, and off we went. And it's really been a lot of fun.
Given how great Volume 4 is, if you can say, can we expect anything great out of Crow come Volume 5?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I just finished recording Volume 5 last week. And I record at my home in LA. So Ruby and Rooster Teeth is in Austin, Texas, which means I'm not anywhere near them when I record. I sit in my booth alone in my apartment in LA and record all of Crow's lines and I'll record 2 or 3 versions of every line, give them some different options on, you know, what what the read of what the performance would be like. And then I send them all those, and they decide and put it all together.
Appreciate that.
Oh, so we love Oron High School Host Club here on the
yeah.
Good
on the
company.
blog.
Yes.
We're big fans. We all one point all of us did.
All of
cosplay.
us actually cosplayed.
Cosplay from Oron. As optimistic as we can be here, is there a possibility that there could ever be a second season or even an OVA or a movie?
There should be. There absolutely should be. You know what? I've said this in many, many panels. If I were a millionaire, I would personally pay to have another season of Oron made, because everybody that worked on it loved it so much, and it has become such a favorite to American audiences. It didn't even do that well in Japan. I don't know if you know this or not, but I went over to Japan. I went to Tokyo to work on something a few years ago, and when I was there, I was looking around for Oron stuff, and like in Akihabara, where it's like anime capital of the world, right? Multi-story buildings full of anime swag. Couldn't find anything from Oron. And I would say to the translator, you know, Oron High School, and he would go, say whatever it was. I don't even know what the translation was. But the people behind the counter would go, They didn't have it. And I think I found maybe 1 or 2 things. And I was surprised, because I thought it was such a great show, and everybody over here thought it was a great show. But apparently it wasn't as big in Japan. That may be one reason why they haven't made any more. But if I were Funimation, I would, you know, and I were looking for new properties or something original to do, to have produced, I'd be looking at an Oron season 2. Or season 3, I should say.
Season 2.
The manga continues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is
there's
something to adapt.
Oh, yeah, there is story. You don't have to make anything up. It's all there. Yeah.
Given that you've been doing voice acting for a long time, like, honestly, how long do you see yourself being? How much longer do you see yourself being a voice actor?
Until I die, or nobody hires me anymore. I love what I do. It's not like a job you have to go to and punch a clock and you dream of the day when you don't have to go to that job anymore. That is not what I do. I love what I do. I would go kicking and screaming being pulled out of it. I love what I do. In fact, if you think about it, one of the neat things about being a voice actor, or being an actor for that matter, is that as soon as you no longer sound like this, you now sound like something else. So presumably, I should be able to voice act until I can't talk anymore. Maybe different characters, right? Maybe I'm not playing a 15-year-old alchemist when I'm 75, right?
Right.
But maybe I'm playing somebody's grandfather, or maybe I'm playing somebody's sensei, or a master, or a teacher of something. So the possibilities are endless, and I hope I never have to quit.
Thank you for that.
No, you're welcome. One last thing. Again, we're not from here. We're from California and from Oregon. Know that you love Sakura-Con. You have any recommendations around here?
For what?
Let's like eat out.
Oh, gosh.
Things to see.
Well, I know there's good sushi here. I know there's good sushi here. I can't remember the names of the places I've been, but I know it's here. And this is going to sound pretty lame, but every time I come here, I go to Ruth Chris, and I have their crab-tini. It's an appetizer of jumbo lump crab meat in a martini glass.
What?
And it is awesome.
Oh.
Ask my helper here. I ate there every day last time I was here.
That's true. All right.
Well,
The Needle. Check out The Needle.
Oh, we
gotta
were
check it
just
out.
there like
And
yesterday.
EMP Museum, Sci-Fi Museum, pretty cool.
Mopop now.
It's called Mopop.
It's Mopop now.
It's not called EMP anymore?
It's Mopop.
Mopop.
Yeah,
Mopop.
don't ask.
Seattle's be
Check
Seattle be
out
changing.
The Mopop.
Okay.
Well, I guess that's it from us.
All right, thank you.
But thank you very,
Thank you very much,
time.
Mr.
Thank you.
Mignogna. Thank you, Mr. Mouse.
My pleasure. Thank you guys.
Thank you.